Welcome, everyone. Let's just jump right in, shall we? Today, we are unpacking a fantastic source guide from the channel Neue Leckere Recipes that honestly offers a wildly efficient approach to baking. We're looking at how to create really comforting diet cakes with almost zero effort. So if you absolutely love baked goods, but you kind of want to keep things incredibly healthy, well, you are in exactly the right place.
Okay, let's tackle this provocative question right off the bat. Can you actually make a delicious cake by entirely ditching the two most traditional baking staples? Think about it. No processed sugar, no refined flour. It sounds literally like a baking impossible, right? But as you'll see, the source material we're unpacking today proves not only that it can be done, but that it's surprisingly, wonderfully easy.
Now, here's the absolute best part. The core promise of our source material comes down to this: 5 minutes. That's it. This entire explainer revolves around healthy baking that requires barely any kitchen prep at all. You don't need a fancy stand mixer, you don't need a culinary degree, you literally just need 5 minutes to prep the whole shebang.
So, here's our game plan for today. We'll start with the guilt-free cake secrets, then walk through 4 recipes: honey apple, banana walnut, pan-fried oats, and cinnamon cranberry. Finally, we'll wrap up by helping you choose your healthy cake.
All right, part 1, guilt-free cake secrets.
So, what actually makes a diet cake? Well, instead of reaching for that heavy bag of all-purpose flour, we utilize hearty, fibrous oat flakes as our base. It's brilliant. And rather than dumping in cups of white processed sugar, we completely rely on the natural sweetness of fruits, like apples and bananas. We are basically trading those empty calories for sustained energy and the real comforting goodness of oats and fruit.
Moving right along to our second section, let's check out Recipe 1, Honey Apple.
Notice the beautiful simplicity of this base. It's like a perfectly minimalist puzzle. You're combining just a single cup of oatmeal with eggs and water for structure, while letting those apples, a touch of honey, and some raisins do all the heavy lifting for the flavor. And honestly, just 1 teaspoon of baking powder is all you need to give it that authentic, cake-like lift.
The prep here takes literally almost zero thought. You just prep the apples with a little lemon juice for a bright zing, mix absolutely everything together, and toss it in the oven. The creator does note one really vital finishing step, though. Allow it to cool completely before digging in. Then, as they cheerfully note in the source guide, bon appetit. Now, you're definitely going to want to burn this number into your memory: 180 degrees Celsius or 360 degrees Fahrenheit. This is your absolute golden rule for baking these oat-based cakes. Whenever we are using the oven today, this is your target temperature. For this specific honey apple version, it needs exactly 50 minutes.
Okay, on to section 3, recipe 2, banana walnut.
Here we see a really strategic shift in the foundation. Instead of water, we're actually hydrating those oats with milk for much richer texture. We're also introducing some fantastic healthy fats through avocado oil and walnuts, paired with the natural, comforting sweetness of bananas and cranberries, and it's all elevated by a spoon of vanilla and just a pinch of salt. Sounds amazing, right?
And the assembly? Just as fast. You just combine your wet and dry bases, mash in your fruits, and gently fold in that avocado oil, the cranberries, and the walnuts. This slightly richer batter actually bakes for a little less time, 40 minutes at our standard 180 degrees Celsius or 360 Fahrenheit. The result is a dish where the creator absolutely guarantees you will truly enjoy your meal. You know, right in the middle of these recipes, the original creator pauses to ask, which country are you watching this from? And it's a great reminder. The desire for clever, time-saving, healthy hacks like these, it's a completely global passion. People all over the world are looking for ways to eat better without spending hours trapped in the kitchen.
All right, section 4 introduces recipe 3, pan-fried oats.
Now, this variation brings a highly comforting shift. We're scaling up the oats and the eggs, but the real secret weapon here is the introduction of warm milk and melted butter. It creates this much richer, almost pancake-like batter that's naturally balanced with just a bit of salt, an apple, and some water. And this brings us to a major pivot in this explainer. Instead of the oven, you're actually taking this warm batter straight to the stove. You just combine your dry ingredients and eggs, gradually stir in that warm milk, mix in the melted butter and apple, and pan-fry the batter. Literally just a drop of oil for an immediate, super comforting treat. Talk about a game changer.
Next up is section 5, recipe 4, cinnamon cranberry.
For our final variation, we're returning to our standard oat and egg base, but this time we infuse it heavily with warm cinnamon. When you pair that with a sweet vanillin sweetener, apple, banana, and a really generous 100 grams of tart cranberries, it creates a deeply aromatic, incredibly vibrant dessert.
The steps remain absolutely breezy. Dry mix, wet mix, and just fold in those tart berries. But what makes this fragrant variation really stand out is that it requires the absolute shortest amount of oven time of the bunch, just 35 minutes at our trusty 180 degrees Celsius.
Finally, Section 6. Choose your healthy cake.
Taking a step back, it's just amazing to see how versatile this 5-minute prep foundation truly is. Look at these options, from the low and slow 50-minute honey apple bake to a 35-minute cinnamon quick bake, or even ditching the oven entirely for a pan fry. The core concept easily adapts to whatever time, or frankly whatever cravings, you happen to have.
These recipes absolutely prove that wholesome, sensory-rich desserts do not require hours of prep or heavily refined ingredients. So, with no sugar, no flour, and literally just 5 minutes standing between you and a delicious, healthy dessert, which one of these are you going to whip up in your kitchen today?